Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah.
Melanated!
Welcome to today's episode of Morning Tea, where we sit in our sleepwear and discuss current events. Today's tea is whatever the black tea was at Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf. Let's get started with some pop culture tea. Here's the tea. First thing is happy birthday, Obama. Happy birthday, Barack Obama. Obama turned 56 August 4th, and I posted a picture of it on Instagram, and I miss him so much, and I hope he has a happy birthday. Okay, this movie Detroit came out. Have you guys heard of it? So basically, Detroit is about the catalyst of the Detroit riots that last 4 days in the 60s. I just can't watch it. I've not really been able to watch any movies that highlight the civil rights or slavery or anything that has to do with racism in America dealing with black people. I haven't been able to watch a movie like that in a long time. I just had enough of it. And I already understand, and not that I don't want to support this movie. I wish I could. Maybe I'll just go buy a ticket. Catherine Bigelow, who is a woman, she's a white woman, she directed this movie. I can't watch it. I don't think I could watch it. I don't know that I could because I'm just tired. I only saw 12 Years a Slave because I wanted to see Lupita act in something. I hadn't seen her act, so I wanted to see it. But I didn't want to watch it. I didn't watch what is this? The Nat Turner Story. I didn't watch that. I don't know. How do you guys feel about it? Are you guys I just can't. I can't watch them anymore. It infuriates me and it enrages me. And I've gotten to a place where I'm good and I don't need to be reminded of terrible times in the past of this country. So yeah. Little Duval, or whatever his name is, from The Breakfast Club. Let's talk about that. I don't even know who Little Duval is, first of all. Who is he? The Hodge twins commented on that. I mean, it's just gotta be fuckery and tomfoolery if they made a video on that. So Little Duval, who is this person, I do not know who he is at all, was on the Breakfast Club last week. He was saying that if he was tricked, or if he had made out or had sex with a transgender person, that he would have to kill him. And then Charlemagne said, you can't do that, that's a hate crime. Angela Yee, she said trans black women are dying at an alarming rate, and so you can't perpetuate that idea. That is a very real thing. And so to say that, so they did say something, right? But the trans community and LGBT communities are outraged at the fact that they feel like the Breakfast Club didn't do more. Personally, I don't think that the Breakfast Club should be held responsible, and that's part of the argument too, is that they should be held responsible for the guests they put on. I don't think they should be held responsible. Charlemagne lashed back and was like, no, I'm not responsible for this. He said those comments. I told him it was a hate crime. We said it was wrong. Done. This insidious idea, this is a larger topic that I would like to talk about, but I don't want to fight with y'all. I read the comment section. Black people, what are we doing? I guess because I think black people are awesome, and so when black people are not awesome, I'm taken aback, because I feel like we have lay struggle, so why wouldn't we understand other people who have lay struggle? We're being killed at a rapid rate, and then transgendered black women are being killed, but we don't care about those black people that are being killed. That's weird to me. It's the underlying embedded mentality of homosexuality and the fear of it and what that would mean and what his friend, that causes you to think that you would kill somebody. That's how strongly you feel. That shit is crazy. But anyways, let's not go into that conversation. Let's move on to some domestic tea. Here's the tea. So in San Jose, California, there was a motorist, a guy and a girl, who got pulled over in a vehicle. Girl was driving, guy was in the passenger seat. The police pulled him over on the freeway for speeding. He asked for a license and registration. He was on the passenger side. As they're reaching around, he pulls a gun on the guy. And all you hear for this entire time, the girl is filming it, and she's like, why do you have a gun on him? Can you imagine having the police hold a gun on you for 9 minutes while he waits for backup? And all the guy keeps saying is sir, why do you have the gun pulled out on me? My hands are out. All I did was we were looking for the registration. And the police said, well, you went to go underneath the seat. And he's like, yeah, because I was looking for the registration. Do you see the paper on the ground? That's the paperwork I was looking for. And the cop was like, yeah, but I also see a screwdriver down there. You kidding me? A screwdriver? You asked them for their license and registration, bruh. This makes me mad that this even happened and they're telling it. Apparently, after the incident, the motorists understood why they were pulled over and why the gun was pulled out on them, and they ended up apologizing to the cop. How fast is this guy? You think he's a ninja? That he's just gonna ninja out of the car with the screwdriver and attack you before you can pull out your firearm? I doubt that. And there's a woman by the name of Annie Divya, who is the youngest woman to pilot a Boeing 777. Oh my God, isn't that fun? So she said that all of her life she's always wanted to be a pilot. She's always wanted to fly. And she's 33 years old and she finally is a full-fledged pilot and she gets to pilot airplanes and fly people around. And there's very few women who are pilots in this country. And so that's really exciting for her, and I'm excited for her because, like, that's cool. I would have never thought of being a pilot. Another thing I would have never thought to be is an astronaut. Like, what? Let your daughters be anything they want to be. So another story in domestic news is the NAACP has put out a warning for people of color in Missouri. The NAACP has issued a travel advisory for people traveling to Missouri. So here, I'm just going to read it because I don't want to say it wrong. Senate Bill 43 drastically shifts the burden of proof from defendant to plaintiff in employee and other discrimination cases. So basically, like if it's housing or employee status or something like that where you feel you are being discriminated against, it makes it so that you have to be absolutely conclusive with your evidence in order to have that be viable. Before, the plaintiff just had to show that race or gender bias was a contributing factor to dismissal. But under 43, the plaintiff must prove that bias was in effect the sole reason that explains the treatment he or she receives. This puts the plaintiff at a disadvantage. NAACP is calling it a Jim Crow bill. A Jim Crow law. That's crazy, son. So let's move on to some political tea. Here's the tea. Okay, in politics this week, Scaramucci got fired. Remember I just talked about him last episode? About him being the new communication director for the White House? But apparently John Kelly, who took over for Priebus, I can't say his first name, Rentz? I don't know. Priebus took over for him as chief of staff. And so as soon as Kelly took over, his first move was to let go of Scaramucci because he's like, you're a loose cannon and we can't have you on this team. You know what I'm saying? We trying to do some damage control and you damaging. He was in it for like 10 days. Isn't that crazy? That is so crazy and hilarious. So there were some transcripts that got leaked from the White House. How that happens, I don't know. Who is the leak? They need to plug that leak up because it makes us look stupid around the world. I mean, can you imagine from the outside that all of a sudden, like, I mean, with the Russia hacks, we have this buffoon as president and now there are leaks in the White House. Like, what is happening to our government? We are looking real stupid right now. So these transcripts leaked of his conversation with the president of Mexico regarding the wall and with the president of Australia. So basically, there was this deal between the United States and Australia with Obama and that president to allow refugees who are living in Australia right now to come to the US. And because Trump ran on such a strong platform of like no refugees and, you know, we're not taking anybody, he would look weak or he would look like he was a liar by allowing those people in. And so the president of Australia is like, all you have to do is tell us how many you want to take. And he's like, I can't take any. He's like, no, all you have to do is give us a number. We're just going to give you these people and you're going to vet them and you're going to take all the people that you want. And he's like, well, what does that mean? I'm going to give you these people. You are going to vet them and you are going to decide whether or not you were going to take them. You could take 100. You could take 10. You could take 0. And he's like, well, okay. He's like, yeah, so what if I don't want to take any? Then don't, but go through the motion. Basically, the Australian president is like, go through the motions, fool, and just kick out the ones that you don't want and say no to all. And then at least we both did our job. And then the conversation with the Mexican president was like, no, I got to get you to pay for the wall. No, I'm not paying for it. We'll figure it out with trade agreements, but we got to get you to pay for the wall. Basically, what Trump is saying is like, look, say you're going to pay for the wall, and I'll give you the money to pay for it. But we'll like do something with the trade so that you end up having the money to pay for the wall. This guy is making all these promises and he can't keep, and the world leaders are like, we don't know why you said that. However, this is how this is going to go down right now, and you need to play ball. Like, we can all come out of this winning, but it can't just be cut and dry. Like, you're not going to do something. You have to try to do it or pretend to do it or something, because it can't just be like you're telling us no, because it makes us look weak too. All right, so the last thing is somebody got together all of the quotable things that Maxine Water has said and put it in a gospel song. Girl, it is called Reclaiming My Time. Yes, Maxine, you get your day. You get your day. She's been in service for 25 years. She's a representative from California, so like I have always known about her, which is like probably bad because we should try to get some fresh new blood in there. But I did vote for Kamala Harris, so like, But yeah, so Maxine Waters got a surprise on The View, and the guy came out and sang the song to her. And I think this is so cute. Okay, guys, I don't have any international news because the international news is all bad. Like, I want to try to put news that's good or like some good stuff, but like every website I look at is just all like attack in Nigeria, 12 people dead. Like, I just want something good. Do you guys have any like suggestions on how I can find all kinds of news and not just like bad news? I'm tired of all the sadness that's happening everywhere. That's it for this episode of Morning Tea, you guys. If you have any questions, comments, or concern, please join the conversation down below. If you like what I do on this channel and you would like to support me by becoming a Patreon patron, please go on ahead and do so. And always remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Okay, thank you. Bye.